Hey Plant Pals, it's Mike the Gardener, and today's video is on how I make my insecticidal spray. I brought in, um, I originally brought in aphids on a plant that I brought, poinsettia, I bought from the grocery store for Christmas, and that gave me fungus gnats, which I had to battle, and I finally figured out how to conquer those with the yellow strips, the yellow, see if I can grab one here. The yellow strips like that. They're sticky, and the gnats, fungus gnats, stick to them. And then plus two, I learned that you don't keep any kind of water or soil, moist soil, that they can, no matter what kind it is, that they can get into and breed in. So yeah, and then after that, probably just through nature brought in spider mites. They came in from outside somehow. I got rid of those. Those were really easy to get rid of. But I brought a pepper plant in to overwinter, and I ended up with aphids. And these were the worst thing that I brought in because the fungus gnats were annoying, but I kept them in check. They did almost zero harm to my plants. You could see them flying around like if I have a time lapse video, you could see them tooling around, but they were easily dealt with. And the same thing with the spider mites. That was just they were just kind of hung out on the light, the grow light, and I just wiped it with alcohol, and that was at the end of that. Didn't see them again. Where the aphids, however, I'd get them off of one plant and not see them anywhere. I'd look around, not see them anywhere else, and I would a day later look over, and one plant that they all seemed to move to, because I'd get them off one plant, they'd move to a different plant, and that plant was dead. That plant, they devastated that plant. It looked wilted, and sometimes some of them would recover, but most didn't. So I lost a ton of plants that way, and I got sick and tired of fighting with them by like conventional methods. I wanted to be completely organic in the sense of I enjoy being able to reach over, and go into my man cave where I'm growing my plants. If I see a pepper, I can just pick it off the plant and just eat it without having to wash it because there was no pesticides or anything harmful in my grow room, in my house. Well, if I used insecticidal soap or anything like that, I would have to clean I'd have to wash, before I consumed it, of course. And I didn't want to do that, but then I wasn't winning the war with the aphids. So I tried some neem oil. It's neem oil on its own. That did nothing. They did not care. I tried, if you saw in my Christmas video, I tried a ton, and this was for like 2 weeks. I tried diatomaceous earth. I put diatomaceous earth on every single inch of the plant, and they did not care. They'd walk right over it. It was nothing to them. So these are like nuclear aphids. Oh, and I also in the past video I tried using and the reason why I thought I was successful is I was using the 91% alcohol, and again it would get them off that plant. They'd leave, and a lot of them would die instantly from the 91% alcohol. And so I thought the war was won. And then, like I said, a day later, I would, after spraying in all my plants, I would spray them all with the alcohol, check them, they were fine. And then a day later, there'd be hundreds of aphids on one plant that they'd leave the other ones alone. They would devastate one plant. I would go after them with the alcohol and squishing them and whatnot, and they would move on to the next plant, and it was just a never-ending process. So I went on to diatomaceous earth. That did nothing. What I'm doing now is I pretty much eliminated all the plants that are really easy to grow back, like the basils and whatnot, are super simple to regrow. Some of these peppers, they take a while to germinate, and I really wanted to keep them around, so I am trying this method, which so far it's been about a week. Well, probably less than a week, probably 3 days, 4 days, and it seems to be working. We'll see. And if not, I will eliminate all plants from my house, wait 2 weeks, and by then every aphid should be completely dead because they need to have that plant to, they need that chlorophyll and the plants to live on. So, before I go to that drastic step of eliminating every single plant, I'm going to give this method some more time to, I'm going to give this a week, like a week and a half to see if it'll fix it. And I'm going to show you how I'm making it. Again, I'm not following anybody's particular recipe. This is just all what I do. So don't take this as a recipe that you should make. Do your own research. Because some it might, if it harms your plants or whatever, don't blame me. Don't get mad at me. My plants aren't seem to be affected by it. As a matter of fact, a lot of them are coming back and thriving. Even though I'm still seeing the aphids, I'm seeing a ton of new plant growth, which means they're slowing down on their attacks. And I'm only seeing one or two, but where there's one or two, there's probably hundreds. So I want to win this war before I have to completely eliminate all my beautiful plants, especially my winter indoor grow plants, because that's the fun of having the collaboration is showing off my plants. And if I get rid of them, I can't show them off. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna get down to it and show you how I make my plant food solution. First, I'll start off with a little bit of insecticidal soap. So again, the bummer part about this is I'm going to have to wash, like everything before I consume it, which I didn't, for 2 years I didn't have to do that. That was not, 3 years actually, I didn't have to do that at all. But, that's the price of the battling the aphids, I guess. So I'm going to take some of the, that's the peroxide. I'm going to take a few sprays of the insecticidal soap. We'll do it off camera because I want to be able to see what I'm doing. This is a big bottle, so I can use quite a bit. So it's really not that much. It's maybe a tablespoon or so. So get rid of that. So I'm done with that bottle. I'm going to put, even though the smell is terrible, but this small amount, you can't smell, especially with the essential oils I'll put in there. I'm going to put some of the neem oil in here. Again, when I use the straight neem oil in water, it was actually neem oil, water, and a little bit of soap, which is here. I was using this, did nothing. They did not care. These things are radioactive nuclear aphids. Right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 3% peroxide, add that, a couple sprays. Again, with the peroxide, more is not better. While it does kill the aphids and stuff, it can harm your plant if you have too strong a concentration. So this is a 3% solution, and I'm not using it like full strength, obviously. Same thing with this I was using the 91% rubbing alcohol. Somebody said that the 70% ethanol kills them better, so that's what I'm going to use. I'll put like about a tablespoon of that. Set the alcohol aside. And now I'm going to use my essential oils, which is tea tree oil. I'm going to put a few drops of that in here. You can get this online or at most like drugstores, pharmacies. So there's the tea tree oil. And I'm having 2 different types of peppermint oil just because I had them on hand, and I want to make sure that they really hate this oil. They run from it. This dropper's not working very well. Anyway, I'm going to put a few squirts of the peppermint oil in there. This is not a great dropper. Came with the bottle. All right. Ooh, I can smell that mint. Smells like a candy cane. All right. Anyway, I have this other. This is an older one I had for years, so I'm not quite sure of the potency of it, but might as well use it since I have it, and not let it go to waste. This has a different smell to it too. This smells more like Christmas candy cane. The other one smelled more like grandma's purse candy. So maybe the two of them together will make a difference. And of course, this will stink your house up like peppermint. But, you know, small price to pay if I can get rid of these little monsters. All right, so this is my solution. And what I'm going to do is fill the rest of it to about here with water. And then I'm going to spray my plants. All right, be right back. All right, and here is the spray with the water added to it. So, like I said, I like this mister here. It does a misting continuous spray action. I'm not going to show it because I don't want to spray stuff all over. But I'm definitely going to go and spray this on my plants, and then you'll see in a few days whether it worked or not. Because I'll be doing a video on whether I was successful. But like I said, I'll show the plants. So what I'll do is I'm going to go around and show the few kind of remaining plants, because I had to get rid of like 96% of all my plants, because like I said, they would basically swarm from plant to plant and just devastate it. And I'm tired of fighting them, so I bring it down just a few precious plants that I want to try to save. The rest can go, and hopefully I'll be able to save them. But we'll see. Yeah, like I said, the great thing about hydroponics is it's very fast. Most of the plants I have in here I started in the fall, late fall, because my outdoor season was done. And you can go back to my past videos and see the dates that I did those, probably like late October. And yeah, so let me get you off I'm going to pause, take you off the tripod, and I'll show you around. Here's my thyme. So far they seem to be leaving that alone, but again, if they get desperate and go to it, I will just eliminate all the time. It was super easy to grow. It's just maybe like a month and a half worth of growth. I'm sure you can look back on my videos and find it. Every once in a while I'll hear a zap from the zapper, which means the flying ones are around somewhere. But I'm also always glad to hear that zap. I basically cleared out, as you can see, all the emptiness. The dead system I have not even filled or restarted yet, because I'm waiting until I got some jars to have fun with, experiment with. Those are just sitting in some peroxide water, because since I'm not using the bubblers, I'm just making sure everything's been cleaned and what would you call it? Cleaned and preventative, to make sure nothing's happening to it. And this is my mystery pepper. It's got tons. You can see the flowers on it. So hopefully that can be saved. Down below is a lemon spice. We'll see if there's anything on that. If there is, I'll get rid of it. Again, not a big deal. I've got tons of lemon spice jalapenos in my refrigerator and my freezer. This is the Cuban oregano. I am hopefully going to be able to save that. They don't seem to have taken to it, but again, when they get desperate and they go to it, I'll just eliminate it. And I'll be very sad, but better than having tons and tons of aphids. All right, be right back. As you can see again, here's, because I've kind of kept them in check and off certain plants, they were devastating everything in my man cave, my grow room. They were pretty much on every single thing, but because I've kind of fought them, life is returning, as you can see from the flowers. Here's my pepper plant, bunch of peppers. Down here was parsley, and I could have swore that they're not supposed to like parsley, but they ravaged the parsley. I've got a few cuttings from the Cuban oregano. I'm trying to see if I can save some. If they root, cool. If not, I'll just have to start over or whatever. Same thing with this sage. Let's look at tons and tons of sage here, and tons of thyme, which I've been neglecting is I've been fighting the stupid aphids that it went to flower. So I think I might just let it go to seed because I don't need it. I have tons of these herbs in my refrigerator, my freezer, because they grow so fast and they grow so much. Again, this is like a month, and this is a ton of sage. Look at all that sage, tons of it. All right, be right back. Again, this is the plant that I'm thinking caused it all. He's decided he wants to flower. This is the jalapeno that I was trying to overwinter that I think I brought the aphids in on. I thought I saw pepper on there, but nope. Yeah, this is a lemon spice or orange spice jalapeno. It's looking semi okay. We'll see. I kind of got, I got like 20, 30 peppers off that, so if something happens to it, not a big loss. I can start over. These are the tomatoes I was trying to save. They look okay. Life does seem to be returning. But again, I should have already had bounties and bounties of tomatoes. Let me see if I can show you something quick. See, here's the little, if I can zoom in. See those little white things? Those are like its babies or its skins or something from the aphid. But again, I go hand in hand. Where you see those, you can tell there's aphids on there. They didn't move, so I think they're dead. But I'm not going to take a chance on that. So I'm going to give that a good soaking. They devastated all the new growth down here. Pretty much, probably maybe save one or two if I even bother. And then I'll just clean it out, start over. This was a pepper that I cut back down to a stick to see if I could save. If life returns, cool. If not, no big loss. This is my lemon basil, lemon drop basil that's doing good, but again, oh yeah, starting to see the little white things there. So probably gonna have to get rid of that because they do like their basil. There's a lemon spice jalapeno that's already, see, you can see all the flowers and stuff. So these plants want to grow and thrive, but then what happens is the aphids kill any new growth, and they also kill the baby peppers. They kind of prevent the pollination. So yeah, be right back. All right, there, right there is an aphid. Looks like he might be dead. Who knows? I'll squish him. But, where you see one, you see others. And you can see the little, well, they're aphids, is you'll see these little dewy spots. That's where they excrete. They suck the life out of the plant, and then they excrete their honeydew or whatever you call it, stuff that the ants like. Unfortunately, it's wintertime, so no ants were able to come in here. If it was summertime, that probably would be the result. So, yeah, devil bugs here. See, one is definitely dead next to it. So, I'm going to do a week's regimen of spraying this plant down. There are tons of flowers, but they're not going to be able to survive because of the bugs. I'm trying to get a good focus on this because, yeah, see all those little, that one's dead. So there's a bunch of dead ones, but I want them gone. They're devastating my indoor grow. So I might have to just get rid of everything. There's my sprout that's got a jalapeno pepper growing in it. There is my winter indoor grow, my lipstick pepper. This might have to just start over. Like I said, take everything out, wait a couple weeks, and then start from scratch. But again, and I've also been trying these traps here. They do seem to be catching them. That's just vinegar, sugar, and soap. But yeah, it's a ton of work to fight these things, and it's just not really worth my energy, especially in the wintertime when I'm out there. This week we had 3 days of like 20 some inches of snow, total. And we've had more snow this year than all of last year. So, not fun. All right. So, I'm going to see right now, it's got me looking through here. All right. I'm going to give these a good spray. And I will let you know in 7 days if I was successful. Or I will be showing you everything cleaned and shut down, and I'll wait 2 weeks because they supposedly cannot live for more than a week without their food, which is plants. So if I get rid of every plant, it'll still be November, So yeah, it's kind of sad, but we'll see. All right. I'm not too upset about it because, like I said, I can just shut everything down, clean everything up, which I need to do anyway because of all that stupid diatomaceous earth that's everywhere. So, yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have an awesome day.